But what caused me some real curiosity is I've been getting a few questions. Is it a sin to not watch live stream Mass?
Yeah, oftentimes it starts with, I don't really like them. Is that okay?
It's like, yes, it's okay. Sometimes the people celebrating them aren't huge live stream fans, but it's okay. Welcome back to Closing the Social Distance. Today, Father Clement and I want to give one more plug for all of our live stream masses, which will be starting throughout this weekend and will be available for you to watch on YouTube, both the Liturgy of the Hours and masses on Saturday and on Sunday. So you can click, I think I can get this now, click right below in order to subscribe to be able to
subscribe, the red button.
Precisely. Nice big red button. In order to be able to get a reminder whenever we're live streaming, as we will through much of the weekend. So live stream masses have kind of become a thing.
Apparently they have.
They're a thing, but we have been skeptics, I think it's fair to say.
That is more than fair to say.
It is extremely fair to say. Why? Well, I think it's obvious why people want to go to live stream masses, in the sense of why they want to watch them. Because this is so awful. This is such a terrible time, and it's a way of feeling close to the Mass, close to your community. And, you know, it's been one of the things we've received a ton of feedback of how meaningful it's been to people to be able to actually watch Mass at St. Gertrude. And so we appreciate that. And that's why we're going to great lengths to bring it to you throughout the weekend. But what caused me some real curiosity is I've been getting a few questions. Is it a sin to not watch live stream Mass?
Yeah, oftentimes it starts with, I don't really like them. Is that okay?
It's like, yes, it's okay. Sometimes the people celebrating them aren't huge live stream fans, but it's okay.
We've discussed this before about, ways of keeping Sunday holy,
yes.
About ways of marking the day, the fact that the readings are available for anyone. You can find them on the USCCB website or in Magnificat, and that there are all these different ways of praying and of being present to that moment. And live stream Mass is not a substitute for being at Mass. It's not the same thing as being at Mass at all, actually.
It can be a beautiful devotional thing. It can be a wonderful aid in keeping Sunday holy, but in the same kind of way that praying the rosary or reading the scriptures or praying together as a family or following any number of other devotional or pious acts could. So there's nothing intrinsically special about watching video, live or otherwise, of a Mass as far as satisfying the duty to worship God. If it helps you, that's great. And as Father Keller observed, it can be helpful really to keep up the reflexes of participating by kind of making the responses or by uniting yourself in an act of spiritual communion. So that's a really wonderful way to derive fruit from that. I'll say this. I have enjoyed seeing so many other priests and seeing how they say Mass. Because the thing is, as a priest, you don't that often, except for our own community, where you'll assist at other priest Masses, you don't get to see how a ton of different priests say Mass. But now they're all over. Mm-hmm. Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. You're seeing all sorts of different things. And there is a huge range, I think we can safely say. Huge range of how this is being done, both the technological sophistication, but also the actual ars celebrandi, like the way that priests celebrate Mass.
There's definitely a wide variation. Now, I think some people have adapted to the camera more than others.
Yes.
So, in part because we have a community here with our 7 priests and 7 novices. When we had the live streaming of our Triduum liturgies, we kind of just treated that as another, as something over there.
Yeah.
And kind of went about the business of celebrating the liturgy.
Yeah. Which I actually think made it better in a certain sense. I mean, we were offering an act of worship and we wanted to help you be part of it, and so I think that's really a great way of doing it. But that's not how everybody does it, or can do it, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose if you were entirely alone, like some diocesan priests are, like our very own son of the parish, Father Ambrose de
Noble Ambrose. You have to bow your head when you say
the Noble Ambrose.
Noble Ambrose.
When you're by yourself in that situation, then probably the inclination is to pay a little bit more attention to the laptop or the camera or whatever it is in the room, especially when you're preaching.
Has he shaved his beard yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, I know you're going to be opposed to it. I'm all for shaving the beard.
What's it to you?
I'm curious. I've never seen him without the beard. So, part of me wants to experience the Dominican gland, without the beard. I'm not opposed to it in principle. It's just an alternation concept. But I will say one of the most bizarre masses that I've seen online, and I will not say who, but is a priest who is wonderful, well-intentioned, and he brings his laptop and he has it on the altar, where he's celebrating, and he bends down and looks and will talk to the camera at different points on his laptop. It's made it quite strange. Each time a preview of that pops up, it's like, ooh, there he is. That is a very cozy experience of celebrating Mass.
Yeah. When we had the camera up for the Triduum, we put it kind of out in the middle of the aisle down where people normally sit. So you're at your normal level of distance. And I think that's what we'll probably continue to do. It might get more complicated since if this lockdown goes longer, we'll run into some scheduled weddings on Saturdays that might have to change our layout a little bit.
But we'll make it work. I think it's been a great opportunity to have people be involved in parts of the liturgy or in ways that they might not have before. So as far as the positive of live streaming, I really want to emphasize watching some of the Liturgy of the Hours, the Divine Office. Mass is, of course, the heart, but it's not the only part of our liturgy. The sanctification of the whole day is something which the whole church is invited to take part in. And so our saying of morning prayer, evening prayer, of night prayer, and then of the other hours in between, it can really be a wonderful way of joining the prayer, not just of the friars, but of the whole church. Because it's even when you pray it alone, that's a public act of prayer, that the whole church is united to. And so I hope that people are able to join that and get something fruitful out of it. So,
and since there's not typically a homily at Vespers, I think there's something that's a lot more universal about it. It's not like you're entering into the experience of, it's not like you're trying to find the best Vespers leader out there. This is something that's universal, something that you could find wherever you are.
Absolutely. No, I think that's the beauty of the liturgy in that sense. It invites you into something bigger than yourself to fulfill who you really are, which is you're made to worship God. It's what we're called to do. It's what we're made for. So, in the meantime, know that at each and every one of these liturgies, but most especially at Mass, we're praying for you, bringing your intentions to the altar, and we hope that you're praying for us where you are. Know that we miss you, and we'll look forward to being able to gather to pray very soon. In the meantime, stay well and maybe even enjoy a glass of chocolate milk. Until then, have a good one.
Or at least drink one.